What's up with instant manifestation? I hear coaches on TikTok quite frequently talking about how you don't have to wait to get your manifestation. It doesn't have to take any time at all. You can just shift and boom, you have it. You don't have to do any work. You don't have to do the healing. You don't have to blah, 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 blah. You can just have things. So what's up with my life? How come things take time for me? How come things aren't instantaneous? Do you find yourself asking yourself the same questions? Do you worry that something's wrong? Is this process working out for you, or do you have questions like I did? These are going to be all the things that I talk about in today's video. Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Alex. I talk about manifestation in life and all the things that go into self-exploration, creating healthier habits for yourself, and a happier, healthier life for yourself. So these are my thoughts on why things take the time that it does, why things seem instantaneous. Are they truly instantaneous? Here, I'm going to get into all of it. But what sparked this recently for me was I was listening to that song Lucky Girl, and there's actually two songs by that name that I listen to, but I've started manifestation playlists based on other manifestation playlists that I found on Spotify, and I'm actually going to be sharing mine down below. They're a constant work in progress. I have two going. One's like, they're just different vibes. But if you would like to start your own or maybe pull some new music into yours, I highly recommend giving everything in my playlist a listen to see, maybe half the playlist doesn't resonate, but that one song does, and that one song is important. That's been the process that I've used. But anyway, those will be linked down below. Now, I was listening to this one song, and there's a lyric in it, the line where she says, "I woke up in the life that I dreamed about." And I just thought about what that looked like. And I realized that I am in the life that I dreamed about 6 months ago. It was a wider time frame than 6 months, but I can safely say that 6 months ago, I dreamed about the life that I have now. To the car, to the SP, to where and how I feel about my job, to my living situation. I dreamed of everything. And I thought back, what would it have been like 6 months ago if I had woken up in this life? That was it didn't actually feel that rough, but it was a pretty, what's the word that I'm looking for? A jarring realization that if I had really all of a sudden woken up in this life, it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened because of all of the ways that I was out of alignment with this life. So, for example, my car, I just couldn't conceive of me having the car that I have now, which is I could go on. I think I did go on a whole thing about that, which is a strange thing. But, our brain, we get stuck in these thought processes of I think the simplest way I can say it is I just thought that I've put so much into this car, it's the best I'm going to get. If I try and trade it in, I'm going to be losing money, I'm not going to get the value that I want for this car, and so I'm going to end up owing more, and I can't afford that, and I'm not going to find the car that I have now. I didn't even realize that I would actually want this car. It wasn't until with the rental car situation I had, if you've been watching my videos, due to the car accident, that I would have even considered the car that I have now. But, the car situation was cleared out for me in the drama, in the narrative of a car accident that totaled my car. This apartment played out because I finally got so uncomfortable with my old situation. Certain things happened, and it was just it pushed me to be uncomfortable enough to really get the ball rolling, to start taking a look at how can I make this happen with my current situation, because my life has been changing so much in the past few years. And I just didn't understand how with my new budget I was going to make things work. I was at first thinking that I was going to have to compromise. I know if you've been watching my channel, you probably know all of this because I've told you, the stories of all of these things coming to fruition. But then I realized, no, that's my mentality. I can find something that works perfectly for me and has the aesthetics and amenities that I want. And that's exactly what happened. It's just like, even with my career, when I finally accepted the fact that I love my job, and I had this idea that it doesn't pay me enough. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean, enough? What do I need that extra money for? And then how do I kind of work with that instead of assigning my job as not enough? I love my job. It gives me purpose. It doesn't give me purpose. It fulfills my purpose. Once I realized that this job was fulfilling, I loved it, and that the only hang up I had was money, I just allowed myself to love my job, and I allowed myself to feel like it was enough, because I just released that mindset. It was in the form of, the universe can always bring, the money that I need, or the resources that I need in other ways, because I'm a big believer in that you don't have to manifest money to get the trip that you want, or the, whatever it is. There are other ways. It's just, that's the first thing we think of, is I need to use money to get this thing. But that's not how you have to get it, or how that will always work out. So once I did that, I discovered I had gotten a pay raise without even knowing, and another one was on the way. And that I had based this entire budget on a paycheck I'm not actually receiving, and that I'm making, relative to me, significantly more than I thought I was, and that I can actually feel quite comfortable in this job that I finally allowed myself to be comfortable in. Interesting, right? And you can say, well, Alex, that was there all along. It was your reality. You just weren't experiencing that reality because your brain didn't recognize it. But what if I wasn't? What if I wasn't aligned to that reality? What if I was aligned to a reality where I did not have that raise, where the budget proposals didn't go through, and I wasn't getting another one? What if I was aligned to that reality, and that I just kind of shifted into it instantaneously without realizing? Who knows? Can't go back and check, But these are just like the little things. I have to keep pausing because my dog is requiring my attention. But then in terms of like my SP back in those times was somebody that was not truly in my life, but was just this kind of symbol, this reflection of all of my old wounds. Like so much. It was such a clear example of all my old wounds, which was fantastic because it got me to this point. It was, the clarity that I needed to be able to see exactly what I needed to work on. So, I know I already said clearly, but so clearly. The clarity, I could not emphasize enough. And I went from that to somebody that there's like none of that with. I used to manifest separation and all of these, negative circumstances because I felt like I wasn't good enough, I wasn't worthy enough, I shouldn't be the priority, that people shouldn't show up for me, that I need to just do everything alone, that people don't want to be a part of my healing process. I had a lot going on, right? And so I went from all of that being reflected back to me to letting go of that because I was working on myself so much that eventually all that attachment fell away. And then out of the blue, somebody that in a balanced way maintains the connection despite what I am working on myself, whereas in the past these things used to manifest and now they don't anymore. And it's like this life is so different than it was 6 months ago. And I know that especially when it comes to like our love lives and money, I think people are really looking towards manifestation. And if they're looking for like the quick answer, I doubt that they've made it 10 minutes into this video, 9.5, whatever. But I don't think that, I've talked about it in a previous video, that I don't really believe, let me finish my whole thought. I don't really believe in instant shifts that come out of nowhere. I believe that maybe your awareness has just come into that, but that you have been doing the work to make that shift, because you can only shift your energy so much, right? At any given time. You usually have to work towards the larger shifts because it's something that takes time for you to be able to maintain such a large gap. You're going to have to take the baby steps or even, bigger steps, but it's a lot, and it's also a very personal thing, and it's your healing, your process, your life experience as a human is personal to you. So your ability to close energetic gaps or shift into a new state of energy that is vastly different than yours or your old one, that is what is going to sort of be the key to how quickly you can shift into something new. So that's a very vague answer, Alex, right? Yeah, I'm not giving you anything exact. These are just my thoughts on what that looks like, and that sometimes you've been working towards something that you didn't even realize. Because a lot of times when we work towards just feeling better, so many new things come in. And I also feel that when we are close to aligning with something, we kind of catch the flavor of it, and that's where we get inspiration. That's where we get desire from, because we've caught the flavor of something that is going to pull us down that path into a new alignment. And I just think that's how life works. I think that's how the 3D reality that we exist in incentivizes us to heal and work on ourselves, is because we catch that whiff of something better, and then we start, going down that path, whether it's seeing a new car or seeing a new job or a new set of clothes or, furniture or a new house, new partner, whatever it is. We have desire because it pulls us down a path of healing, self-exploration, self-development, and growth. And that is something that is a very individual thing. Now, I will address that I believe that wanting instant gratification when it comes to wanting your manifestation comes from a place of lack. So if you say, I need $50,000 and I need it to happen by next week, and you're stressing about it, there's a longing for it, then there's a lack within you, and you probably don't need $50,000. You probably need to address the real reason of why you think you need $50,000, which could be, I don't know, I have to think about this now. I don't know, maybe you're just really not feeling supported in life. That's the root feeling. That's what you need to heal. You don't need $50,000. That's just another Band-Aid, right? Like the 10 wasn't enough. I don't know. And so a lot of times when we seek for this instant gratification of, well, I just need them to do this, or I just need this new job, or I need them to give me a raise, or I need, this money, or I need whatever it is that you need, and you need it quick, and you want to just shift into it really quick. I don't know. I think that that's probably coming from something that needs to be looked at more carefully, because what really comes instantaneously to us are the things where we're like, that would be cool. It's whatever. And you go on about your day. And then when it comes through, you forget that you ever wanted it to begin with, unless it's something really unique. And you're like, wow, that very obscure thing I wanted just randomly showed up in my reality, but we manifest everything in our reality. So you're manifesting all sorts of things every day. I've told these stories a million times, and I will never stop doing this, where I manifest food all the time, and very specific things. I will manifest very specific donuts to be brought to my work, and one time I did it 3 days in a row. I will not go on a whole tirade about how I'm supposed to be avoiding excess sugar for my health, but not the best thing to be manifesting. But you can do it, because to me it was people bring donuts in all the time. Why wouldn't it maybe be from this one place? It happens. And I got those donuts 3 days in a row just because I kind of wanted it, but I didn't need them. And that's where we get things instantaneously, is when we truly don't need it, but it is in alignment with us. Because you could say, well, Alex, I don't need $1,000, but why didn't it manifest the next day? Maybe you're not in alignment with it. I see so much advice, and I understand because on these social media platforms where the advice is supposed to come through within like 30 seconds, and you're supposed to know all the things within 30 seconds because our attention spans are being trained to only be 15 to 30 seconds. I know you can do longer videos, but a lot of people aren't watching those. Or they're doing full deep dives because they understand the complexity of these things. But for a lot of people that are wanting instant gratification, they are watching videos that are oversimplifying the manifestation process. And then if we really want to get into it, I believe, based on what I've been reading from Florence Scovel Shinn, you're manifesting from a karmic place of your ego overriding what your true soul's like best thing is. And when you insist on overriding, no, I need $1,000. It's not good enough that somebody gifts me a bike. I want to buy it myself. You're overriding what is in true alignment for your soul. It's a very simple explanation, but when your ego is insisting, this is the way it needs to happen, and this is what I'm trying to manifest, and if it's not going to come through that way, fine. I'm going to script 1,000,000 times. I am going to say 1,000,000 affirmations specific to this thing in the mirror every day until this exact person conforms or this exact job makes me an offer. You are overriding based on your current conscious ego. You are overriding your soul's best alignment and your soul's blueprint or intentions or wisdom for your life. So that is why I think that we shouldn't get so caught up in the timing of everything, because the more and more we surrender to the faith that everything is working out for us, we don't need to know the timing, and we trust that all of the timing is perfect. I understand wanting to get something quickly. I understand not wanting to wait forever, because when you have a longing inside you, when you have a void or a wound inside you, that is painful, that is discomfort. And we think, oh, okay, well, if SP would just come in, then I won't feel that anymore. But that is not true. And that is not the way manifestation works. We have to we have to heal the wound within ourselves. And then we won't feel that discomfort anymore. And then the blessings come in. Then SP is aligned with us. But when we fixate on the Band-Aid and not healing the wound, which is the easy thing to do, and honestly how most people get into manifestation, myself included, so this is not coming from a place of judgment, this is just observation, that whatever the Band-Aid is that we're trying to manifest, I recommend looking at what the core wounding is and maybe saying, bring it to me however best as possible, and that I trust that. So yeah, that car would be cool, or going on a date with that person would be cool, but I know I'm going to, be provided for by the universe no matter what. I'm focusing on myself. If I'm in alignment with it, it's going to come in. And that's how to get the fastest results, how to keep the things that you get too, because you did that work on your foundation, on yourself. And that is going to keep you in the vibration that stays in alignment with those things that you want. It might even put you past alignment with that and bring in something even better. And then you're open to that. You're not going to get stuck, down here when your soul is like, but you did the healing work. You're in alignment with all this stuff. It's like, when you get like tickets at the arcade and you can redeem prizes, and it's like you can't even see what you have 1,000 tickets, but you're only looking at the like $100 ticket rewards. You're not looking up. Just have faith. That metaphor only kind of works. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here. On a personal note, things are moving along. Life is life. I feel that June was a major month of transformation. I found for myself personally, it was a massive time for using my voice and speaking up for myself more and more and more and more. Like, I thought that I was advocating for myself. I thought I was voicing my opinion. I thought I was having firm boundaries, but just building on top of that more. And I see amazing results every time I step out of my comfort zone and say, no, you know what, I should be doing this. I should be advocating for myself in this way. And I see amazing results despite the discomfort of that. But it's been like nonstop lessons in that. And it's been a little scary and very uncomfortable at times. But I just can feel like July is going to bring in some rewards. Watch July is going to bring in more work. But that's life. We're going to be okay. We're going to get through it. But I think that by August, for those of us who have been really going through all of this like uphill battle and feeling like we're almost there and we're seeing the results come in from our labors, but like that there's still more work to do, I think that we're going to get to kind of relax and enjoy things by the end of summer. Even if there's still more work to do, I think that we're going to have really reached that next level of solidifying things and having a lot of things that we no longer have to concern ourselves with. We'll kind of be on to the next part of our journey. Those are just my thoughts. But yeah, I spent the day poolside, so I got my beach wear on. Hopefully gonna get a second video out to you guys this week. Like I said, a lot going on. A lot of things requiring my energy, but mostly just myself, and I'm getting a lot better about that and managing that. So all is well in my world with the whole process of my accident that I was in, and things that just keep moving, but not at the end yet. Fortunately, these things take a while to be, like fully close the chapter. But yeah, if you guys would like to get in touch with me to book a session, the link is down below on my website. You can contact me through there to inquire about services. If you would like to support this channel, the link to my Patreon is below. There's bonus content. And then I'm going to link those Spotify playlists down below. But definitely leave me a comment. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. It's my favorite part of this, besides getting to just talk about all the things I want to talk about to myself in my room. Yep, I think that's it. I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm just rambling at this point, but thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.